Ladies, welcome back to my channel. Today's video will be all about fillers. So, where in my face I have fillers, where I don't have fillers but people think that I have fillers. Then obviously about my lips, like when and where I had them done, about like filling, dissolving, and yeah, many different things that I had done with anything connected to filler, because you've been asking me so many questions. And again, I will remind you that this video is particularly about me, myself, and things that I did to my face. And just to give you heads up, I'm a Slavic woman. I do a lot of different treatments. I'm interested in everything new coming, and I'm sharing it all on my channel, what I do for my face. But if you are interested to know a little bit more, not exactly about what I do, but like more about methodology and my approach to things, and like basically a Slavic approach to medical aesthetic, to beauty, how to glow up, how to change your looks, and rules that Slavic women follow, I leave in the description under this video a link where you can learn all that. And just have in mind that the rules are really strict, the rules are really harsh, and it's not just drink water and get sleep. Like some Slavic women, they have very harsh rules, and I grew up with them, but still, not all of these rules I even managed to follow. Because a lot of people like read the rules and go through that and tell me like, yeah, but like you don't do everything perfectly. Yes, the Slavic rules are really harsh, and even I don't manage to follow them. But if you're interested, if you're ready for a challenge and really like transform your looks like I did, because I went from this to this, just check out the link in the description, the Slavic, I call it the pretty privileged cheat codes. But anyway, let's move on to the topic of this video. So where do I have filler right now? So obviously my lips are filled. I also didn't put any product on them, so I don't have any lipstick or lip gloss or lip stain. Like this is how they look. Here I have filler and my chin is filled. I think it's quite obvious that it's filled. I also, back in the years, but I don't think I have it anymore, I put a little bit filler in my nasolabial folds. But the whole story about this and what I think about the filler here, and who I think is a good candidate for filler in the nasolabial folds, so in the smile lines, I talked about it in my previous video about treatments that I had done to my like lower face. So if you're interested, just go there and listen. I will not tell again here. But yeah, so I have filler right now in these two places, lips and chin. Among the common belief, I do not have filler in my cheekbone and in my jaw. A lot of people tell that I have filler here and here. A lot of people also think I put filler somewhere here. No, I don't. So I cannot tell you much about putting filler here. I know some people do it. I have some friends that do it and they look fine. But I don't know. I feel like, like you need to really think about yourself. For my face, putting filler here would be disaster. Like I'm already so white. Imagine I will put filler there. And this is also very important, girls. If you start doing any filler, any procedure to your face, you need to make sure that you understand all the processes, and you need to find yourself a good doctor. Because when I was struggling with, for example, nasolabial folds, I made the previous video, if you watched it, about how, I slimmed down my face, but also how I manage all the skin. Because when I slimmed my cheeks and I got the nasolabial folds, a lot of doctors that are not good, they told me to reduce the nasolabial folds, you should put filler here, and the filler will add volume here, and it will pull the skin, right? I didn't do it. I did treatments to shrink my skin. Again, I made it in the previous video. But just think, if I would just follow these doctors without making research myself, and I would really put filler here, I would look like an alien, like a crazy person. Imagine if I would have even more prominent cheekbones than I have right now. My face, like I looked at my face and I knew that I'm a little bit too wide and I need to slim it down. But so many doctors, because they are not good, they told me put filler here. That would be a disaster for me, for example. So that's why it is really important that you find a good doctor whom you can trust and who can also advise you what to do to your face. And don't just blindly follow any doctor. Again, in this link in the description, when there's like a Slavic method, I also put their explanation on how you should choose the right doctor, how you should choose the right surgeon, how to know that he is a right person. Okay, so coming back to the filler here. I have some friends who have filler there and are happy and are beautiful women. I'm not sure how it is with migration. I would be probably a little bit scared, but I was never really diving deep into this topic because my cheekbone, you can even see how much it is, and when I was like a little bit more puffy, it was even more, but this is bone. When it comes to the jaw, I don't have filler there, and I think the jaw filler is a bad idea, and don't do it. I mean, okay, maybe from the side you will have like a sharp jaw, but from the front you will look crazy because your face will get wider. And if you want to look more feminine and like younger, and on this channel we are promoting this type of Slavic look where you're like this, looking like a very elegant, youthful lady. We don't want it. We don't want white face. So don't put filler here. If you do like slimming down methods from my other video, it will also help you with the jawline, but don't do filler here. It migrates like crazy and it just makes your face look more muscular and rounder. So don't do that. Also, don't do the filler under eye because when you have any water retention, it will go bigger and you will look really bad. There are so many better solutions on the market to put under eye rather than a filler. So this is from like the popular fillers that you want to tell you, so you don't do anything stupid, okay? I made very like a lot of stupid decisions in my life when it comes to beauty, and I don't want you to go any of that. I mean, I never did this particular fillers, but you know what I mean. I just tell you. So my lips journey, let's go through that because I have obviously filler in my face, in my lips. So I was starting very lucky because I always had a nice lips shape. This is how my lips looked like before I had anything done to them. So the shape was there, and I still remember when I first went to an injector and this lady saw my lips and she was seriously asking me, do I really want this filler? Because my lips are really pretty already. That was 2021, right? Since then, my journey, I had my lips done 6 times by 5 different doctors. Then I had them dissolved a bit. Then the same lady who dissolved them injected more. Then it was again too much. Then I dissolved them again. And then I also had a lip lift. But about the lip lift, I will do a separate video, also because I didn't really do my lip lift to increase the size of my lips. But again, that will be another video. So basically 7 times I did filler, which is like 6.5 milliliters because the last time was like just a little bit, and 2 times I dissolved. If I can tell you anything, so you will ask me, who did your lip filler wear and so on. Just follow the rules that I put in this guide in the description. How to choose the doctor. and choose the one in your area. Maybe I will also someday make a video about choosing a doctor for any procedure, but to be honest, I have so many videos waiting to be made that you are asking for that maybe this is not the highest priority video. But yeah, I did my lips 6 times, and obviously some of the hyaluronic acid that you're putting it isn't dissolving with time, right? So the 6.5 times that I did, it was during 6 years. So it was a 6-year journey. And if I can give you any advice, go to a Slavic injector and make it a process. So if you want the big lips, don't do a mistake of going to a doctor and convincing this lady to put 2 milliliters at once into your lips. Do it slowly and do it progressively. So do 1 milliliter, like start with just one and then wait for even couple of months to really see how this filler is settling down, how it looks without being swollen. And only then after do it again if you still think that your lips are too small. But I will tell you something, if you do your lips, there's this like life cycle journey of having your lips done. It's like you are like, oh, my lips are so small, you go to a doctor and ask to inject your lips to put the hyaluronic acid in, and she injects your lips, and then you love it, and then you come back home and they get swollen. The recovery process is really bad. They get super swollen. You feel like a duck. You feel like a duck. They are swollen. You're like, oh my god, what have I done? Oh, will I always look like this? You're depressed. What have I done? What are lips? Then they slowly start to, like, third, fourth day after, they slowly start to settle down. The swelliness is going away, and you're like feeling, you know, very kissable, very sexy. Your new lips are plumped. Now you love them. You take selfies, you know, you want to try different like lip makeup and so on. And then what usually happens after a week or two, when the swelliness is completely gone, you're like, oh, they are so small now, because you really get used to that little bit swollen look that looks very juicy. And then usually after they settle down, you want more. So this is this life cycle of the lips. But what can I recommend you is don't really rush into putting additional milliliters in. Wait a couple of months, because the thing is that when you put the acid in, after 2 weeks, maybe the swelliness is gone. But from my experience is, if you wear them like couple of months, you have a specific way of speaking, specific way of moving your lips when you eat, when you speak, you know, your facial expressions. And this acid also will settle down, and these lips can slightly change the shape after months. So then you know, after a few months you see, okay, like for example me, I always had this problem that the lips were nice when I had them done, but then I was talking and this acid like was going away from there, you know what I mean? And then the good thing about waiting a little bit longer to get them done again is that you can see in which places you're missing, in which places you have enough, and then add this additional milliliters on top only in the places that you really need volume again. Because if you're doing too quickly, you cannot really see like this final settlement of this hyaluronic acid, right? So do it slowly, add one by one, and have in mind that some of this acid, like I know people say it's not true, but I will tell you something as someone who is really experienced in that. It's dissolved itself a little bit. It does. You know, especially if you do a lot of sport, it will dissolve itself, and do it. But if you have your lips messed up, if there is migration, if you go to a wrong doctor and he injects you wrong and you hate it, don't wait for these lips to fix themselves. Don't wait for these lips to dissolve themselves, because they will not. It is much better to go to someone who will dissolve them for you. because they will not fix themselves. And I will tell you something. If you go to a right doctor, dissolving is not that bad. A good doctor will fix your lips, dissolve it, but they will not, if the doctor is really experienced, they will manage to do it, not like they inject your full lips and you go to zero, but they will really manage to do, inject a little bit here, dissolver, a little bit here, dissolver, and then make a nice shape out of your messed up lips. Also, I will tell you something. A good doctor, and I'm saying this as someone who had the lip dissolved 2 times, a good doctor who uses good products, they will dissolve your lips in the way that they will not even be so much swollen like all these girls. Like I see so many girls online who go to get their lips dissolved and then like, you know, like this huge lips swollen, like the bee stung them or something. Like, I don't know, I had my lips dissolved 2 times. I never had any swelling. Really, I have even made some posts on Instagram. 3 hours after dissolving, I was looking completely fine. Don't be scared of dissolving. It hurts a bit, but not as bad. At least for me, it doesn't hurt as bad. But again, I know how to choose good doctors. So if you are bad in this, and I learned it, I'm Slavic woman. Like I go to different doctors very often. So I learned some things very hard way. I have my rules choosing a doctor, but this again, I just invite you to the link in the description. Don't be scared to dissolve. Also, if you have this feeling that maybe your lips are too big, probably they are too big. And me, myself, I was in this trap of having too big lips. And I dissolved them and I am really happy. Honestly, I am still considering dissolving the bottom lip a bit. I don't know what you guys think, but I am considering dissolving them. Then when it comes to migration, honestly, I never really had external migration. I only get, I don't know if it's gross for you, but I only get migration like inside the lip. I don't know if you see. I had it both upper and bottom lip. The upper lip migration, the inside one, I already dissolved. I still need to do the bottom one, so they will also become a little bit smaller. I never had migration over the top. I never had this mustache effect. You know what I mean? Some of you girls, you do lip filler with some poor doctor, and then it migrates here over the lip, and then when the shadow goes, it puts shadow here. You look like having mustache. I'm sorry to break it down to you. You look like having mustache. You need to find a good doctor. I never had migration also because my initial lip shape was nice, and I think it's not that hard to get a nice lip, but still, I still managed to get my lips messed up. I think at least 2 times. So we need to be really careful. And yes, and have in mind that also, again, what I told you before, you can get the most perfect lip from the doctor, but just with time, because of the way you talk and eat and so on, they can settle down and be uneven. And this case I also had a chin filler. Chin filler I have, and when I tell you, out of the box, I had no chin. Absolutely no chin. And I got chin filler maybe a total of 3 times. Chin filler is not that problematic because you don't have many expressions that you do with your chin. So it doesn't really move around if it's done properly. Just, if I can tell you anything about chin filler, what you need to be really careful. So me, myself, I had no chin. It was like straight here. And if you're a girly like this, and you really want to add some volume, I think chin is really nice because it elongates your face, you know? Like, I didn't only slim down the face here, but I also add volume here, so the face is more like... like a little diamond shape. But you need to be very careful, because what I had problem with is some injectors, when they are not that good, some doctors, they will just inject you here, you know? And I will show you. I'm not sure if I will find a picture, but I had this problem because first 1 or 2 injections, they were just injecting here, because poor doctor, they work with like a schema. They don't look at your face. They just have, okay, if you want to add chin filler, you inject like this needle here, and then you push, and then you add. But the problem was that because I had no chin and they injected here, I had this shape that was flat, flat, flat. You know, and like this. So in this certain, like when the shadow was falling on my chin, you could see like a dimps here. Maybe I already have them. Again, I don't know. But very often people get the dimps here, you know, this hollow parts, because you only inject here. So if you have this problem, you really look at yourself in the mirror, because maybe you have this problem, and then you need to go and also inject a little bit here on the side. So I had everything built here. I don't have filler only here. They also injected, you see, in these areas to really structure it nicely. But again, for me, it took time. So you don't do it. I mean, some doctors will tell you they can do it for you, but don't go, in my opinion, you shouldn't go to the doctor and put already 2 milliliters at one visit. No, it's better to do it slowly. It's better to give yourself time to observe, to not do it too much, right? So if this is something that I can tell you about the chin, do it slowly as well, and maybe you need additional support here. I have, you know, like here a bunch of filler also, and I'm really happy with my chin. I think I actually had it dissolved a bit lately, because another thing, I lost weight and I lost swelliness in my face. So my face used to be wider, bigger. Now it's smaller. And the thing about the chin filler, it was looking good. But, you know, like if you're like, for example, losing weight and your face loses volume, your face becomes smaller, but the filler is still the same amount. So initially my chin was looking really nice. But when I lost weight and my face becomes smaller, this chin was just too big for my face then, like proportionally. So I had my chin dissolved once, and now I'm considering dissolving it a bit again, making it even smaller. Because also I'm like analyzing a lot of Asian faces right now, because my face as a Slavic person is also like a little bit towards Asian side. It's quite wide on the cheeks and all that. And you know, in Asia they don't really like chins like this. They like them more, I mean, they like this diamond shape, but a little bit more round. And I'm wondering, maybe it's also time for my chin to go. I don't know. For now, if I go to any doctor, any injector, they're always obsessed with my chin and how well it's done. But again, it was processed and everything here was built. So you really need to know how to analyze your face. You need to understand the proportions, and follow them accordingly. And also, it's really important that you have a doctor whom you can trust. Yeah, so I think this is mostly it. If you have more questions about the filler, please write in the comments. I will make another video about my lip lift soon, so you can also understand that, but also all the other treatments and surgeries that I have done to my face. There will be all videos. I know it's going a little bit slow, but hey, I also have my life. I have work. I have, you know, I'm traveling, so I don't have that much time. And I tell you, editing these videos and recording them also takes time. But yeah, I am here so we can all glow up together, and I wish you a great day or night. Thank you for watching.